Howdy, Immortalium here, and welcome to a manga haul, mostly. I mean, there's one anime title in this, so I guess it's technically a manga anime haul. It's pretty much just a manga haul, in my opinion. So basically, I've been picking these titles up for over a couple of months. Each time I got them, it was too small to kind of make an actual video out of it, but I decided, since I haven't made a video of any of these, I can just combine them all together, make one big video. I am a bit unsure what title I'm going to give this, but I'll just figure it out by myself. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So first up, I'm going to actually start off with the ones that are gifts that I was given. This one you might have actually seen if you watched my manga marathon video, but I still want to draw attention to it anyway. And that is the Osamu Tezuka story, which is this mammoth of a book. 800 pages, about the life of Osamu Tezuka as written by an assistant of his. Meant to be really good, meant to be very factual, like, you know, Tezuka did this, Tezuka did that. Kind of like a biography, I guess. I've heard very good things about it. I haven't actually had the chance to read this yet. It's a mammoth of a book, as I've said, and I kind of want to prioritize some other stuff before I start reading it. But I am looking forward to it greatly. After that, this next one. Oh boy, there's a story behind these ones. This friend of mine, she missed out my Christmas gift from last year, and my birthday gift from last year, and my Christmas gift. Well, I mean, I guess she didn't miss out this Christmas gift, but what I basically mean is that in this little pile, she got me 2 Christmas gifts and a birthday gift, so just to make up for all of that. So quite a bit of stuff. I remember the bag that she gave me was huge. What she got me, first of all, perhaps the one I'm most excited by, is the 12th omnibus, 12th and final I should add, of Lone Wolf and Cub. So once I've read this, I'll actually have finished all of Lone Wolf and Cub, which is amazing to think, because I believe I started reading Lone Wolf and Cub back in 2013, so about 4 years ago, probably more like 3.5. But my God, what a journey! I mean, I'm looking at the Lone Wolf and Cubs up on my shelves right now, and they make up almost an entire shelf in and of themselves. But it's a really good series. I've been really enjoying it. And it'll be sad to see it go, but at the very least I'll have the sequel, New Lone Wolf and Cub, to look forward to, which I've heard good things about. So I'll just have to give that a go and see what I think of it. But for the moment, I'm looking forward to the finale of Lone Wolf and Cub. Unfortunately, I actually do know the ending, like how this ends, because stupidly, I read the blurb on the back of New Lone Wolf and Cub. So, I mean, that wasn't their fault. I mean, if you're reading the blurb of a sequel, obviously it's going to give spoilers for the previous incarnations. So that was just a stupid mistake on my part. Anyway, suffice to say, I'm looking forward to it. She also got me 2 volumes of Magical Girl Apocalypse, which is something that I remember when I heard about this, I wasn't that interested in it, but I heard some very strong reviews of this. And I heard a bit about the premise, which is that the magical girls cause, like, you know, zombies and all sorts of, like, gruesome, horrific incidents. I've heard it's actually pretty good. So I asked her, you know, like, as one of the things, she asked me, what gifts do you want? And, like, this was listed as one of the options, so she ended up getting me these. I'll be very interested in checking this out, see what I think of it. I think it's still going. It's going for quite a while. It's a shonen series, can you imagine? I mean, I hear it's very violent, very gory, but I believe this is published in Weekly Shonen Champion, which is that manga magazine that a lot of Osamu Tezuka titles appeared in. I believe Squid Girl also appeared in it, oddly enough. So yeah, I'll be interested to check this out. And the final thing she got me, this one she actually got me without me asking her, but I mean, luckily, I'm pretty interested in checking out this series anyway. She got me the complete series of Orange, which, I mean, I've heard good things about. I mean, they did an anime of Orange recently, I think, and I haven't seen that, but I heard lots of people really like that show. I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking out the manga. Very meaty books, you know, these 2 huge, I'd say 500-page books. Yeah, so that's kind of the gifts portion of this haul. Now for the stuff I actually got myself. So let's start off with the earliest one, I guess. So, I mean, I saw this in a shop for a good price. It was like about €1 cheaper than it would be online, so I decided, why not pick it up? and that is the first volume of Goodnight Pun Pun. This is a 2-in-1, I believe. Viz are releasing these in, 2-in-1 volumes. Inyo Asano I've wanted to get more of. Literally the only thing I have of Inyo Asano at this point, I believe, is Solanin. I've been wanting to get What a Wonderful World for a while, and I believe there's some, I believe there's an Asano vertical title that was released, and I believe there's also an Asano Fantagraphics title, so quite a few distributors. I found this for cheap, well, cheaper than it would be online, I should say, and I've heard that this is probably one of his best. It's certainly one of his longest, so I'll be excited to check this out. The art looks very good, although of course Pun Pun himself, if I'm correct, which is that weird kind of bird-looking thing, obviously contrasts very heavily with the rest of the characters, but I believe that's a big part of the style of this manga, that he contrasts so sharply with everyone else. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. After that, the other things I got, I was in Forbidden Planet the other day, and you know, they're doing those, I don't know how long it's been going on, buy 2 manga. No, I was about to say buy 2 manga for the price of 3. No, buy 3 manga for the price of 2. God, that would be so bad. Buy 2 manga for the price of 3. Anyway, so yeah, I was there, and you know, they're still running that buy 3 manga for the price of 2. So I decided I'd catch up on a series I've been meaning to catch up on for ages, and that is the Attack on Titan series. I've had volume 15 for ages now, probably a year or 2. But I haven't been picking up any of the other volumes, mainly because they always seem to be a little on the pricey side online. Like they'd be about €1 more than, you know, other volumes would be, and I'm always that kind of person. I'm the person who I look at the prices and I go, oh, I kind of want to buy more for less, even if the quality isn't the same. Speaking of quality, I've heard mixed things about these volumes. I've heard from some people that it's great, that it's a return to the actiony parts of Attack on Titan. There was a time, I believe it was it volumes 13 to 15? It was very political, dealing with the kind of political parts of the land, the walls situation, the kingdom, the monarchy, etc., etc. And a lot of people liked the fact that we finally got past that part. A lot of people say that that part was necessary, but they do believe that it dragged on a bit long. Beyond that, I've also heard some people say that it lost a lot of its originality, that it's become a lot more of a regular shonen series. I'll just have to give it a go myself and see how it stacks up. I know, at the very least, I had to get these titles because my mom, imagine that, was desperately asking me to pick these up. She also wants to read this. She's read volumes 1 to 15 of Attack on Titan, she's watched the first season of the anime and she loves it. And she was like, oh God, when are you going to get the next Attack on Titan? And I was like, oh, I need to wait. And I finally picked these up and she's very happy, and I'm happy too. So at least there's 2 people happy from this little purchase. And speaking of that, you might have noticed, hey, that's 5 titles. Wasn't it 3 for 2? Yeah, so just to kind of prop it up a bit, I got Yatsuba Volume 6. Now, I actually bought volumes 2 to 5, but I haven't actually read them yet. But I enjoyed Volume 1 so much that I thought it would be very safe to pick up Volume 6 anyway. Continue on with Yatsuba. As you know, it's from Kiyohiko Azuma, who's the guy who did Azumanga Daioh, and I absolutely adore Azumanga Daioh, and I adored what I read of the first volume of Yatsuba. So I'm very excited to continue on with this series. And that's all the manga. The only other thing that I picked up, well, I got, I should say, I didn't pick it up, I actually picked it up ages ago, technically, is Gundam Zeta, the anime. Pretty awesome cover. As you can see, it's actually the box. This box will actually contain both parts once they're released, and it's got the Gundam collection. I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't pick up the box for the first series of the Gundam stuff. If anyone wants to, I don't know, send it to me, or if they want to sell it to me, for cheap, obviously, I'd be totally willing to pick up this like little hardcover box for the first series of Gundam. I'd be very appreciative, just in case people don't want that box. If they want it, obviously that's fine. I'm just saying, if any of you have that, I'd be willing to pick it up from you. But anyway, Zeta, I've heard lots and lots of good things about, huge amounts of good things. I believe this was created 7 years approximately after the original Gundam series. The original Gundam series was actually a failure in terms of ratings, in terms of merchandise, etc, etc. Very hard to imagine. But it became very popular in reruns. The merchandise really picked up. And eventually they wanted to make a sequel, so they made Gundam Zeta. And I've heard that the animation, in particular for an 80s show, is absolutely out of this world, which makes sense. I mean, it's a sequel to a huge, you know, success story, so it makes sense. I've heard lots of really good things about the story as well. I hear it's really dark and gritty in comparison to Double Zeta, which I believe is too comedic. I'm still interested in checking out Double Zeta, but I've heard a lot of people unfavorably compare Double Zeta to Zeta. I have heard a bit of criticism, only a little, of Zeta. Most of what I've heard is really, really positive, so I'm definitely excited to check this out. I'll probably wait until I get the second half, the second part, which I believe is coming out next month, just because I just want to watch the whole thing through. I watched 2 episodes tonight, so I'd get through this pretty fast. And I'd rather just watch the whole thing straight through, just like I watched the other Gundam series. I did that with Seed, I did that with Seed Destiny, I did that with Wing, I did that with the original Gundam series. So I just want to do that with Zeta, so I'll wait to pick up the second part before I start watching this. But I'm really, really happy to have finally gotten it, because I pre-ordered this last July, and it's been delayed 3 times since then. Now, Anime Limited themselves understood that this was a major annoyance to people, and actually, not only did I get this £10 off when I pre-ordered it, because they were doing a pre-order special like they like to do on their shop, but back in January, they actually gave everyone who pre-ordered this a £5 off their store voucher, which I used for Perfect Blue, which I've watched since then, and Perfect Blue is actually pretty good. I liked it. It wouldn't be my favorite Satoshi Kon movie, but I quite liked it a lot. Anyway, so I'm really happy to have finally gotten Zeta and bring on the other Gundam stuff. So, that's my entire haul. Not the biggest haul ever, but, you know, I mean, this is gathered over a couple of months. I mean, any part, like, if I'd just gotten, I guess people have done smaller hauls. I should stop trying to justify this. My basic point is, this is my haul. I think it's a pretty good haul. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about here. So, I'm very happy to have picked it up. And if you guys have read any of these, if you guys have watched any of the, well, like watched Zeta, if you guys know anything about this stuff, you know, feel free to comment your thoughts and opinions, obviously spoiler free. Thanks for watching, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.